Thank you, Ferdinand. It's just right at the entrance. We are in here and I want to conclude our discussion that we had started on a little earlier. We're talking about insecurity in Garissa. And we'd reached a point of convergence here where we agreed that the situation or the relationship between the security agencies and the locals is improving. Wana County Police Commander, tell us some of those steps that you've taken towards improving that relationship.
Thank you very much. Actually, winning the public, winning the hearts of the public is not just a walk in the park. We did a lot. We started by engaging them in meetings. We held quite several number of meetings with the checks and the religious leaders. These are people who matter a lot here. Mm-hmm. We also held meetings with the business community. They are also people who matter a lot here. We held meetings with the youth. And in fact, we organized for football matches here. I remember we organized one last year between the police and the youth to endear them so that they could see that the police and the youth, they are working for the same goal. We traversed perpetually from north to south, east to west, as the whole of the county security team, talking to the public, telling them that they should share information. And now the police they used to see are not the police they are seeing now. Okay. We want their hearts, and they agreed, and we move together. All right. Still
a long way to go, and I'm sure Ismail will disagree with you. There have been the allegations that, and Ismail raised this before we went to the break, some people are visited by the police, they go missing, they are yet to be found. How are you dealing with that issue? Because that, I suppose, will also contribute to that relationship. If people go missing, supposedly after being visited by the police, then I'm sure that makes it a little difficult for you to do your work. Can you account for people who are said to be missing in this county?
Yeah, I can account to each and every person meant to be missing, went to be missing, whose report has been made to the police station and recorded in the OP. But what I'm talking about as of now, personally, I have not received any information of people who have gone missing, because the one case we had in mind is the one that was being investigated by the CID of missing people. And that one can be better explained by the CID director here. We have the county CID boss here. Okay. I didn't know you are going to ask the question. But we have opened an inquiry file, and they have been investigated to see the whereabouts of the people. How far they have gone with the investigation, I think the file is in an advanced stage now. Okay.
Yes. Going to the police and making an OB when it is believed that it is the police who are behind their disappearance. Ismail, just very quickly on that before we move.
I think that is self-explanatory. You know, it's very hard for the one who is committing that crime and taking that person. If he is guilty, take him to court, let it be clear, let him be charged in court, let him go to jail if he is guilty. If he is not, he should come back to the community. It is as simple as that. But when somebody disappears and you don't have the platform to come up and advocate for the rights of that person, it's very hard.
Ismail, can you give us some examples of specific people that are missing? Because sometimes it's a bit arbitrary to talk about people that are missing.
I think Kenya National Commission of Human Rights has kept a blind eye on this. The government has mandated it to do this work and to come and seek. People have complaints. If today, KTN alone leave about an investigative or something, if alone you just take your cameras and you say, we want to hear about people who are missing. There are a couple.
Okay, and we will hear about that later.
KWS, for example, what it's doing actually right now, people don't know about it. It's going to get uncovered right now. And it is going to be a great human rights violation. When they find some people, actually we are pastoralists as a community. Our herders go across their cattle and their livestock. They go graze inside these parks. If they are found inside the parks, that person is picked. He is never taken to custody. He is never taken to the police.
All right.
What is happening is that they are tied. Several people are missing. As I'm talking to you, they are tied inside the bush, and lions come and eat those people.
Okay, we understand. It's definitely something emotional.
Something to add on what the OCPC
very quickly, please, as we give our final thoughts.
He gave credit to the sheikhs, he gave credit to the youth, and he gave credit to the business community. What he left out was the people, the mothers of this town. They are the ones who stood up for peace. They are the ones who demonstrated. They are the ones who, you know, there are people who can never be ignored when it comes to peace. Garissa Women for Peace as an organization, we have one.
Okay.
And it has steered peace in cross borders, live about here. In Wajir and in Mandera, and they set examples.
I hear you, Ismail. We have just about a minute. Women must be included, and we'll have more of this discussion
and as youth,
later on this evening.
To the women,
okay.
Actually.
All right. Understood. Just our final thoughts. If you can do that for me in 30 seconds, our discussion this evening, what your expectations are. Of course, we'll get into the nitty-gritties of that later this evening. But there's Kenyans who are watching, anticipating 6:30. What are your thoughts to them?
I think it will be a very interesting and a very, very, very interacting conversation. We are going to talk about a lot. Devolution is definitely what we are going to speak about.
Okay.
Equity must be there. Currently, in Garissa County, there is no equity in devolution.
Okay.
3 communities are sharing the major ones. 2 are already inside. 1 is missing.
All right.
They have to be brought on board.
Okay.
This thing must be well shared out. And I also commend Honorable Duale. As much as people are giving him hard time in Bunge, and COD is also, we are also, these are,
okay.
we are also
Ismail,
from the COD
you're
side,
getting
but
political
saying,
now.
But we are saying actually, as Honorable Duale is doing, keep up the good work.
All right, okay. All right, Charles, the discussion that we're having here, and we thank you for welcoming KTN to Garissa. What is that message that you want KTN Bottom Line to have to the public tonight?
The message I want them to have is that let the public come and give whatever information they have, share whatever information they have with the security agencies. If they work together, they will succeed.
Great.
But once they are divided, then there is no security at all.
No better way to put it. We thank you so much for that. Charles Kinyua, County Police Commander, Garissa. Ismail Salat is the president of the Youth Agenda for Northern Kenya. That discussion takes place at 6:30 p.m. later on this evening. We are based here at the Nomad Palace Hotel. If you are within Garissa, we urge you to be here and be seated by 6 p.m. The hashtag on Twitter, KTN Bottomline. 22155 is our SMS if you prefer that avenue. That is coming up a little later on, so do stick around for that. It'll be myself, Ferdinand Omondi, Mohammed Ali as well. Let's take a short break now on KTN Weekend at 1. We'll be right back with the sports news.